Hello student, this is the second part of lesson 4th of your economics, that is banking and monetary policy. After functions of commercial bank and RBI, now we will study the monetary policy. Now what is monetary policy? It is the policy which regulates the demand for money and supply of money in the economy. In the last chapter I have made you understand how the demand of money is being generated, how people are being given importance, and if there is no demand is being made, that means the supply of money will reduce, and so how government generates that the thing should be done properly, and how people should invest in different types of shares schemes, and how they can go for more money in their fixed deposits and so on. And so monetary policy takes the steps for these things. Now what are the instruments of monetary policy? The first is quantitative measures. What are the quantitative measures? First is bank rate. As you all know that for fixed deposit we go through that what is the bank rate of the on fixed rate, and so accordingly we go and invest in or keep our savings in fixed deposit. And so bank rate is very much necessary, and it is decided by the Reserve Bank of India. In this bank rate, the policy of keeping the bank rate very low is called the cheap money policy, and the policy of keeping the bank rate very high is called the dear money policy. Because when you will have more returns on the fixed rate, then people will be interested more to keep their money under fixed deposit account, and so even the money will be generated among the bank. And so to ensure that more people are coming and investing or making fixed deposit in bank, you have to keep high rate of interest, and so people will be encouraged to have a deposit in your account. Now second is repo rate and reserve repo rate. Now what is the repo rate? When commercial bank needs fund for very short period, I have taught you earlier in the earlier chapter in this only part 1, that whenever the commercial banks are having short or scarcity of money, they go for RBI and they have loan for RBI that can be for 2 days, 1 day, and so that is the repo rate. They have to pay back the interest, and so when it is for 1 day, 7 day or 15 days, for such short duration they can sell some securities which are held by the RBI with a repurchase agreement at a particular rate, and this is called repo rate. That for short duration they are giving that, taking the help of RBI, and they are taking loan from RBI against the securities that they are having, and again they purchase those securities after 7 days or 1 day, because they are in need of money, and so they can take the help of the RBI. That is called repo rate. Now what is reserve rate? Reserve repo rate. Banks sell some government securities to RBI in order to raise money for a very short duration with a condition to repurchase them at some discount. Such a discounting rate is called repurchase rate or repo rate. And so this way you can understand what is the difference between repo rate and reserve repo rate. In reserve repo rate, the agreed amount at which RBI repurchases its securities from the commercial bank in the event when the RBI has to borrow short-term funds from the commercial bank. By parking its security with the commercial bank, government securities held by it to commercial bank under the condition of repurchasing those discounted rate, that is called short reserve repo rate. Now the next point is stabilization under emergency situation. For example, right now also we are having the emergency situation where people are in shortage of money. So what should be done? There is a special window for banks to borrow from RBI against approved government securities. Which are the government securities, students? The Kisan Vikas Patra, right? All this where they can save their money and double their money. Such securities are called government securities. In an emergency situation like an acute cash shortage, this rate is higher than repo rate. In 2016 this rate was 7%, right? And now coming to the cash reserve ratio, that is CRR. Short form of cash reserve ratio is CRR. As each and every commercial bank has to keep the reserve ratio, same way here RBI also has to keep cash reserve ratio. Under the Act of RBI 1934, all commercial bank has to keep certain cash reserve ratios with the RBI. Initially, cash reserve ratio was decided to be 5%, but now it has come to 2%. Each and every bank has to keep 2% of its amount as cash reserve ratio. Now the next point is statutory liquidity ratio, that is SLR. In statutory liquidity ratio, according to the Act 1949, all banks have to maintain equal to or not less than 25% of their total deposit. How much deposit they have received, at least 25% of that has to be kept as statutory liquidity ratio. Under this, they can also have cash, gold and unencumbered approved securities, which can help them to reserve at least 25% of their fixed deposit. The next one is open market. Sixth point is open market operation, that is OMOS. In open market operation refers to the sale of the purchase of government securities by the Reserve Bank of India in the open market. Whatever securities, as I said, Kisan Vikas Patra is one of the securities. In the same way, many securities are being issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Those securities are being sold up in the open market by RBI, and that is called open market operation. And the last one is sterilization of RBI account against stock arising from excessive increase or decrease in the amount of foreign exchange. Here, when there is excessive inflow, that the foreign currency is coming in the country of foreign exchange in India owing to trade and foreign investment, the RBI indulges open market sale by government securities equal to the amount of inflow. How much foreign currency has come into the market, that much they are issuing the new securities, and this is done to keep its balance sheet between unchanged owing to excessive foreign exchange. And so it is very much necessary to keep a balance between the foreign exchange and the currencies that are rotating in the country. The next point is selective, that is equalitative measures of credit creation. What are the qualitative measures of credit control? Now in that, first one is security requirement. In security requirement, bank must ensure that public returns and the loans given to them, they lend money against some securities deposit from the borrowers. In the case the borrowers are not able to repay the loan, the bank uses the security to recover its due. In loan facility, you have seen that if home loan is there, if vehicle loan is there, and if you are not able to repay the interest for 2-3 months, they will just give you the warnings, and at the end of third month they will take away the vehicle. And so this type of things are being done. The next is margin requirement. Now what is margin requirement? The RBI also sets margin for granting loan against the securities, because they will see how much is the earning. For example, if a person is earning 25,000 in a month, then at least 15,000 he will he is able to get the loan facility, and so he 15 lakhs he can be able to get the loan facility, not more than that, because he knows, bank knows that what he is going to earn from that 15,000 he can pay in a month, and with 10,000 he can look after his own expenses. And so there is a margin set up for the loan people who are going to take loan facility. The third one is ceiling on credit. How the ceiling of credit? The RBI prescribes ceiling for credit for different person, that how much ceiling will be done on the credit, only this much amount will be given to particular person, and so fixed amount is there who are earning less money, and so that is called the ceiling on credit. And the fourth is discriminatory interest rate. In discriminatory interest rate, RBI suggests differential rates of interest for different types of lending. For example, if you are having that a relative lower rate of interest is charged for farmers, because they are not in they are not earning so much high that they can pay high rate of interest compared to the rich businessman who is running the business, or you can say industries, and they have both have taken loan. Even the farmer has taken loan and the industrialist has also taken loan, but the farmer has to pay low rate of interest compared to the industrialist, because his earning is very high. So this way we come to an end of this chapter. Now we will discuss the multiple choice question of this chapter. The first multiple choice is, what is the meaning of the word bank? Stock of money. The first answer is stock of money. Now the second point, how many major types of deposits exist in the banks in India? There are three: savings account, fixed deposit account, recurring account, right, current account. So this way you are having different types of deposits. Now next one is, short term lending is theoretical sense is for what duration, what period? It is up to 1 year. Next one is, which is the Central Bank of India, and it is called Apex Bank or RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. Now the last one is, what is the rate at which RBI borrows funds for very short term from the commercial bank is called? It is called reserve repo rate. These are the multiple choice question. Now you can see here one liners are there. They are all very easy. What is the meaning of a bank? It has been given in your textbook very directly. You can copy from the textbook all the question answers. You will find the answers in your textbook only. So this is Sanju Singh signing off. Please do write question answers of all the chapters that we have done. And just a reminder, after 5th chapter we will have 50 marks question, which you will get according to the board pattern. So beta, please start learning question answers at home, and if you are having any query you can come to school and discuss with us. Thank you.